Hello everyone and welcome to another I Pick My Butt video. More Archero today, and in this video we're going to be talking about how I beat chapter 21. And if you saw my video from the other day about the Demon's Blade, I said how perfect it worked with the Giant's Contract. And this is true, but for me in this chapter 21, I was struggling against certain bosses, and when I wasn't doing the amount of damage I wanted to with the range, well, I would go up and just start hacking and eventually die. And with my attack being a little over 11,000, it got me a lot further than my staff and my mythic bow, but I was still struggling. And this is where I want to thank Conrad Hallman, because they suggested to me, hey, why don't you try the Arcane Archer? And it made sense to me. This was a great weapon that I could save up for those bosses that are really giving me a hard time and just ult them. And when I do ult them, I'm telling you, it's wiping them out within 2 or 3 hits. When it comes to spellbooks, the Giant's Contract is still a solid choice, but unfortunately I still don't have a really high level of it. I only have a level 30 rare. Luckily though, the Arcane Archer, it was one of the original 4, and the drop rates used to be a lot better. There was a lot less items in the actual pool for the RNG of getting a new item, so I was able to score a perfect epic Arcane Archer over the time, so I went in with that at level 50, and man oh man was I surprised. But beating chapter 21, I was still able to get those abilities you really want to get with the Demon Blade. I got the side arrows, I got the rear arrow, I had some crit increases, some attack increases, I even got the Shadow Samurai. So that all made it pretty solid, but there still was some strategy behind it. And I do want to say, these strategies, I am kind of terrible at. Number one being the stutter step. If you see my previous chapter completion videos, you know I was never really doing the stutter step. I was always kind of, I'm going to play the game that it was intended, but now I realize the stutter step is the way to go, especially with this Demon Blade. The other thing I was doing is the first 2 bosses, I really wasn't too worried about my hit points. I knew I could beat them easily, and I really wanted to build up that ult meter, so if I went into a boss that was one of the difficult ones on stage 3, I could use that ult and just melt him away. Now another thing that I was doing is I said, I'm not going to do so much rushing in until I have that ult, and I'm only going to use that ult if needed. I'm going to play more ranged attack on things, so I tried to stay a little bit further away until I knew I had that opportunity to go in and start slashing. When it came to the stages where there was 2 bosses, I would immediately go to one and try to take them down so I can make it a one-on-one fight. Because let's be honest, all these bosses we're going up against are ones that we've played in other chapters, so we have a good idea of how they actually attack and how they work. I'm not gonna lie though, the second I killed that first boss, I was really tempted just to run up and just start slashing even more, but I thought to myself, this is not a good way, it did not work for me the other times, so let me just try to play safe and play smart. Another smart thing I did was I took advice from other people. I've always claimed I've never been the best Archero player. If there's a 50% mark, I just consider myself slightly better than them. But that doesn't make me great. And sometimes you need the help of other people to just say, hey, try this. Which leads me to my next thing. If the Demon Blade isn't working for you, try something else. Switch to your equipment. Yes, it's going to cost energy, but find out what works for you and what feels good for you. And don't get stuck on the meta. Don't get stuck on the same weapon like you have all the time. For me, for example, I was always stuck on the staff. Oh, I gotta do the staff. It's the way to go. It's what I like. It's what I use. But then when I got the Demon Blade, and now that I'm finally starting to learn how to use it, I'm not great at it, but I am learning. I realize the power behind it. With the New Year's pass, I've made my New Year's resolution to be more active on YouTube and other social medias. So I always encourage everybody, leave a comment down there, and I encourage you guys too, if you have any questions, leave them in there, and feel free to go through other comments, see what other people are saying, because there's a lot of you that are giving tons of great advice and what's working for you. If leaving comments isn't your thing, pop over to one of the Discords, one of the 2 Archero ones, even pop into mine. Be more than happy to answer some questions, but there's a lot smarter people out there on this game than me in both of those Archero ones, so give that a shot too. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd still be out there right now switching every 4 games between my staff and my mythic bow, going, why am I still stuck on this? And getting more and more frustrated, thinking that I would just have to farm chapters and just wait and wait and wait, hoping that I would get enough attack to beat this. So I can't thank you guys enough for that, and I can't thank you guys enough for your support. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for a while, I do it for fun, but sometimes I get burned out on it, and I almost was kind of thinking to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe I just want to sit down and play my Xbox Series X and just murder people in Halo all day. But once I started kind of dialing back, I realized I actually really enjoy doing this. I enjoy seeing the comments from you guys. I like interacting with you, and I love editing and making videos. Yeah, they might be a little bit on the garbage side because I do them on my phone, but I enjoy doing this. This is fun for me, and it's really what I'm loving. So once again, I can't thank you guys enough. Other than that, though, guys, if you could, like, subscribe, share the video out. If you got somebody that's stuck on 21, tell them to watch this. I don't know how helpful this can be. I'm just kind of just ranting on stuff, but that's really the best I have for you guys. So thank you so much again. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.